Will the stream work today? That's a big question. Will the stream work today? One way to find out. What's up, everyone? Working on the background. See how far I can get. Got some glare going on with my Cintiq right now. It's a little hard to see, but hello, everyone. All right, we're gonna build in some shadows here. Ground shadows. And let's see how we do here. What's up? What's up, OK Titus? How's it going? How are you doing, man? How's your Memorial Day weekend going? Just adding some dimension to this ground plane here. I don't want to make it too bumpy or else it won't look right when the character's running through it. Their foot placement and stuff like that. But give it a little bit of texture. I'm good. I was just adding in the professional voice actors to my teaser trailer. Still waiting on Michael Cusack. I think he should be sending me something in the next day or two, hopefully. And then I'll be able to hand over my animatic to the animation house I'm working with, Dynamita. And then actually this teaser will begin being animated while I'm finishing up the backgrounds and stuff. I'll probably have to send them some character designs and all that business, but they already have a bunch of those, but from the original short. I'll probably have to resend them over, but yeah. It's a really nice day in LA today. Nice and cool breeze. Nice cool breeze. My cat's been fighting with some neighborhood cats. Last night, I think she had fought with 2 different neighborhood cats last night. Just absolute cat mayhem. I had to run outside and break it up. Okay, cats. What would happen if cats got along? I wonder. I mean, sometimes cats do get along. I just don't even know how that works. What determines if 2 cats are going to get along or not? I wonder if there's some rule or if it's just totally vibes, you know? Is it going online to a place where we all can see? Yeah, it's going to Animation Plus. I'm just making a bunch of stuff for Animation Plus right now. The fact that people used to die from cat scratch is bizarre. I wonder if they're still attempting to kill humans when they scratch now. Yeah, why was that? Because the cat's, like, nails were so dirty? Just, like, had shit on them, basically? Is that why? I know, humans get, that toxoplasmosis, or whatever. Pretty sure I have that. Is it gross? CSD, cat scratch disease. I don't know. Sounds fucking... Sounds like fun. I guess everybody's worried about that mouse disease now. And also some tick disease going around or something. That's like making people allergic to red meat or something. Red meat disease. Good thing I don't live in a tick area. Ticks are crazy, man. You want to ask me a question about publishing? Yeah, go shoot, go for it. You got the question? Oh, Twitch chat. Okay, hold on. 1 secundo. Hey, man.
How goes it?
Good. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
How's your you doing anything for Memorial Day weekend?
Um,
Barbecues?
I am learning more about rigging in 5.1.0.
Oh, nice.
Headache.
Rigging characters?
Yeah, rigging 2D stuff.
Yeah. I just
Uh,
cannot. I get like depressed when I look into rigging stuff personally.
you know what? I get depressed when I look into like nodes.
Yeah. Oh no, it's
I'm
yeah.
like I'm like, yo, I just want to use it. I just want to use this like Flash. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? Like I'm like, but I know that as far as um, like sometimes I'll do a copy paste, and
Yeah.
I know that it's like powerful and it should be something that I really get into. It's just a tad overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But rigging is there's certain things that I need to keep doing over and over again, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just like it makes no sense to not have a puppet for certain poses. Like
Right.
when I do the and some of my storytime stuff, if I'm doing the like the
Mm-hmm.
talking head bits,
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be the same angle, the same mouth shapes, the same everything forever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like it's kind of senseless to not make a puppet.
Yeah.
And making a puppet is relatively simple, but
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to like I am still currently trying to like maybe like like just all the fancy stuff,
Okay.
which is where which is where uh it gets a little I don't want to say dicey, that's the wrong term, but
Yeah.
it's just it becomes a little difficult. But how about you, man? How was your Memorial Day?
I've just been working on this stuff, like making backgrounds and editing my animatic and stuff like that. I haven't really.
Yeah.
I've gone outside a few times to go for a walk around the lake, but
Yeah.
really just been here. Have I done anything? I went to like a jujitsu open mat. That's about it. You know, nothing. I'm just trying to get this stuff done.
I see. Um, I had something. This is a very late. I even though I pointed this out to you before.
Uh huh.
Hopefully, this doesn't discourage you from answering the reason why I really am calling.
Yeah.
But when you had did this street right here, this road,
Yeah.
I had chatted to you. I put in the chat that the end of this street,
Mm-hmm.
um, the the concrete and the wall both end at the same, and then on the other side of the street,
Mhm.
the sidewalk is continuous,
Mhm.
and then, I mean, there's like the sidewalk sh- is down the road on the other side of the building. Do you know what I mean? So there like you can make if you're going camera straight,
Mhm.
you can make a you can walk on the right side of the second building over where the girls are, or the little
Yeah.
pink chicks.
Yeah.
You can walk right there, but then this one on
You
this
can't.
side just end.
It just
It,
ends.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Not that I mean, but when I saw it, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
it can work. Like either way.
You are right, and I'm just hoping this scene will be so fast that no one will care.
No, but when I here's the thing about it though,
Yeah.
there are some buildings that are just like that though.
Yeah.
That's why I was just kind of like it's. I mean, it's all imagination. When I saw it, I was just like, oh, because you had this is when you first had the perspective grid up,
Yeah.
and then I saw
So
that
the
it just
problem, the
ended.
thing that I ran it, I think the reason why I did that was because if I extended that sidewalk,
Yeah.
it would be like the road would disappear. You wouldn't be able to see it as a crossroad, you know?
Yeah.
And so
I was like, if you can take, you see right there at the butt of the bottom of the trash can.
yeah.
If you were to like retract that towards the camera just like
Yeah.
a centimeter,
Yeah.
then it would give the illusion that there's at least something. But also again, don't do any of that.
Right.
You
Well,
know what I mean?
what I could do is so just
Keep going, dude. Just keep going. Don't like me saying this. This is what I'm saying. Like this is Bafano. What's up, man? This is that
So,
that's
I could
yeah.
do
Don't
that. I could do this and end this building like here. Does that make sense? And then like get rid of this.
That's what, yeah, that like that right there. If you did that, it
Yeah.
changes the illusion and makes it look like it makes it look like there's a continuation to the,
Yeah.
to the, yeah. But also again, like I said, I was like, I don't want to, you didn't see it, and then
Yeah.
plus it, like it's art, like
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
you know what I mean? No one, like if someone looks at it and they're just like, yo, I hate this because he didn't like extend that wall
Yeah.
right there, or he didn't retract it, like fuck him,
Should
um,
be
or whatever.
a little bit there. Well, that wouldn't be enough. Probably would have to be like here.
And then you would have to redo you would have to do the redo that the other part as well,
behind
so
it?
that
Well, I did. I did extend it a little bit. It wouldn't be too hard.
oh, I see. Yeah.
keep going.
Because you would just need to add a little bit more color.
Yeah, some more
Yeah.
color.
You could do it. You could do it.
Um,
do it.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd have to do it on this side too. Think about this.
Yeah, but again,
Like, here.
some streets don't have sidewalks at all. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, I mean, some alleyways you just go up to it and it's the end of the sidewalk. So that's what I was like, it can be either way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, here's the question.
Yeah.
You've published a number of books, correct?
Yeah.
All right. This is what I'm doing. I'm working on my first book.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of a strange genre,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that what I am trying to do with it is a unique approach, but it might be a completely stupid one.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to kind of put the idea in your head and see what you think of it.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm writing a book called 101 Ways Not to Commit Suicide Even Though Your Life Really Sucks Right Now.
Mm-hmm.
And what I want to do, so I have there's a publishing company in Long Beach, California that's like, yo, we like they they want to actually like publish the physical books.
Okay.
But I also want to offer it for free online.
Mm-hmm.
Um, for anyone who's in dire need and wants to get the just get the PDF, because they're the whole point of it is to save lives,
Mm-hmm.
if possible, if at all possible. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, um, I so someone a part of me is like, okay, I'll have it where you can get it for free. I'll have a sliding scale if you want to pay something, but then
Mm-hmm.
also if you want to get the physical book, you can do that as well.
Yeah.
Um, I have a couple of organizations. There's a substance abuse organization that I have. These are all like people in my network, but
Mm-hmm.
the executive director is like, hey, whenever that's ready, let me know. We can make some orders.
Yeah.
There's a guy who's a soldier who turned psychologist, who goes around to active duty soldiers
Mm-hmm.
who have PTSD, and and again, there's some more. He's like, hey, that there can be a hunger for that.
Mm-hmm.
By the name, you can tell this like a little bit of, it's like a little tongue in cheek. I don't know if there's anything out there that exists like that, where it's just like, you know, more from a like a comical. It's still
Mm-hmm.
self help, but it's more, it's just not like uh, um, a stiff approach to it. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But still, the stuff is like, uh, 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 um, there's 101 ways that, there's like silly shit in there too, like eat pancakes or something like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But then there's like the exercise, go for a walk,
Mm-hmm.
write a letter to your like all that, forgive this and so on
Yeah.
and so forth. Um, from what I'm telling you so far, uh, what do you th- what do you think would be what do you think about my aspirations as far as like being published with that?
Well, you said you already had a publisher that's interested, right?
Yeah, I do have someone that's interested. I just they're a newly founded publishing house.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing where I'm just like, I don't know. No. I kind
Yeah.
of want to get, I mean, it's still all on the table. The book won't be finished until next
My
month.
my policy always usually is if someone wants to publish or pay for something of mine or whatever, or
Yeah.
distribute something of mine, that I say yes.
Okay.
That's like
Oh,
um, that's sort of like my.
your default.
I don't wait to be like, oh, maybe I could get a better deal somewhere else.
Right.
I go with the person that's interested in what I'm doing.
Okay.
That's always been my, like when I was first I was self-publishing comics, right?
Okay.
And then I met this dude named Randy Chang who had a small publishing company called Bodega. And he was like, "I'll put out your next book." And I could have been like, okay, cool, but let me talk to some bigger publishers first, you know?
Right.
But,
Right.
but, uh,
You went with whoever was was available, or who had interest in doing your project.
I'm always interested in working with people who are interested in working with me.
Right.
That's always been I don't know if that's the best policy, but to me, it's
Right.
like, get it done. That's my number one thing has always been like, let's do this now. I don't want to wait.
Right.
And
Right.
so, as long as they're not crooked and trying to rip me off, uh, I'm like, I don't care if the money's not as good. I don't care if they're not as big of a company as I could work with. To me, it's always been, do they like my shit?
Okay.
And are they all? If they're making me an offer, then yes, because I can always, as long as I'm not locked into some sort of 10-year contract, I can
Right.
just use that to bounce into my next thing. That might be with a bigger company or whatever, you know. But right here, right now, I'm making something now.
Got it.
That's sort of why I'm doing this stuff for Animation Plus, because I could have taken Jesus 2, which I made on my own with like self financed or whatever, put it in put it in film festivals, got into Sundance, all this kind of stuff. I could have leveraged that to being, you know, they even showed it at Netflix at a Netflix screening thing, you know. So I could have been like, hey, I want a meeting with the Netflix guys about Jesus 2, blah blah blah. But Animation Plus reached out to me and they were like, we want to make Jesus 2 stuff, and I was like, cool, let's do it. I'm not waiting.
Mm.
I'm not waiting
Yeah, yeah,
to
yeah.
have a meeting that goes nowhere with fucking Netflix
Right.
or Amazon or Hulu or Adult Swim or
Whatever. Yeah, 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 yeah.
like
Yeah, yeah.
these
That makes
guys.
sense.
These guys just said right now, let's do it.
Yeah.
So let's do it.
It's I think that's the same philosophy a lot of guys have when it comes to dating
Yeah,
or relationships.
yeah,
They say go for the girl who likes you versus the girl that you like. Um and it sounds weird,
uh
right?
huh,
But like in actuality it's like the girl who's into you, like
yeah,
then you've alleviated a lot of potential problems.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Versus the girl that you're after. Not
yeah,
I'm and this is I'm not saying like settle or whatever, but the
yeah, yeah,
person that you're after maybe give like they give you a you know a bad deal. It might be like bad faith. It's just like
right.
well
Well,
you know
they might be working with a lot of. It is like Netflix is like the hot girl, you know,
yeah
and
yeah
Netflix is like, I've got options,
right
and then they're looking at you like, yeah, maybe, you know.
yeah exactly
And I get it.
exactly
You're the big
yeah yeah
you're
yeah
the big head, you whatever, peacock on the street or whatever.
right
You've got the most money, you know, all that stuff.
right
And I'm like, okay, I'll keep the door open with you guys, but
yeah
call me when you're interested, because I'm not gonna be like outside your house with a boombox over my head,
yeah 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 yeah
being
yeah
like
yeah come talk to me
playing blasting Peter Gabriel or whatever, you know.
right yeah yeah
Like, to me,
yeah
it's all about that the energy, the like what do you call it, the I don't know, they're just like excited to fucking work with me, you know.
right
And so
yeah yeah no
Animation
yeah
Plus, like, not many people know it even exists, or like, you know.
it's one of those things where you don't have to you don't have to sell you don't have to sell yourself. You're already whoever's into you, you're already that part is already done.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's like
I
a
don't
person
have
who
to.
comes to a
I don't
oh
have
sorry.
to go
Go ahead.
to like it's not. I don't have to go to Love Island and fucking
Yeah. Yeah.
like prove
It's
that I'm worthy of like getting married or whatever. I don't know. But
yeah. Yeah, yeah. No,
there's some
I just another
metaphor there.
analogy I was just thinking the person who goes to the you know this is the person they say is the worst person, but
Yeah.
the person who goes to a car dealership and their mind is already set on the car,
Yeah.
they don't get the best deal. You know what
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Because it's just like you're already set versus someone who's just like kind of just like kind of aloof and like maybe I'll get this or but if I
Uh-huh.
find a better deal I'll get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You'll get a better deal that way. I'm trying to think of how that ties in.
Yeah, I'm
But
just trying
anyways,
to. Well, the thing is, like, I'm just trying to stay active as a creative person, and I'm not
yeah,
trying to get held up in this whole like hemming and hawing and we'll see and all that kind of stuff. Like,
right.
I have that stuff going on the back burner, but that's not my number one priority. Like my number one priority is I want to make. I don't want to be having my. The last thing I want to be doing is working on doing like gigs and stuff like that. Working on stuff I'm not that thrilled about.
Yeah.
I'd rather if I can make just enough money to pay my rent and work on stuff that's my stuff that I want to work on, or work on someone's stuff who I'm, a friend's my friend's stuff or
Into
whatever.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
If I'm into
Something
it,
that resonates with you. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I just have to feel like artistically fulfilled.
Got it.
And so, as the fastest point I can get to that happening is, I don't, at least like in this industry where there's so much waiting and all this kind of stuff, like we'll see kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just like not. I'm not trying to do that really. I'll do that, but meanwhile I'm doing my own stuff at the same time. So
Okay.
that's why I
Okay.
said that's why I'm sort of gung ho about the Animation Plus stuff because there was no bullshit. It was like
Yeah.
it was like it wasn't a wait and see kind of thing, like being like you want this.
Right,
Whatever.
right.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
just
You have
fucking
to, you
let
have
me
to go
know.
approach you have to go approach them in the bar and,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then buy
yeah.
the drink
I
and
gotta
then
be funny and all this shit. I gotta
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
I gotta be like
Yeah.
super.
All
Have all
all
my
the all the cards are all the cards are in their hand
yeah my.
or in their
I gotta
favor.
crank up my Riz or whatever the Riz I don't have.
You
You know.
got to you got to I was going to say a looks maxing joke, but
Yeah, yeah. I
I
got
won't.
Lux Max.
So as far as the part of having it available for free and then and also sliding scale and also published, I mean a physical copy, what do you think about that?
Wait, what do you mean?
Like I don't know if I'm shooting myself in the foot with that. Like like am I shooting myself in the foot by by making it available for free, you know what I mean?
Uh, what are you making for? Why I don't get. I don't get what you mean.
So the I want to have sorry, I want to have the the book available for free
Yeah.
in a PDF form.
Okay.
So I'm like, um, but I don't know. I mean, uh, um, like for me, I think it's more like a philanthropic
Yeah.
thing than like capitalism. But then I also feel like maybe that's, I don't know. I've never heard of it. I've looked it up before. And I mean, I looked it up and I didn't see anybody doing that. So I was just kind of like, is this really um, the best way to go about it? You know?
Like the publisher themselves, they want to put it out for free.
No, the publisher wants. They're gonna make copies to sell.
Okay.
I want to put it out. I want to put some
Oh.
free out because
Uh huh.
it's an anti-suicide book.
Right. Well,
That's
maybe
kind of like
maybe
that's. Go ahead.
it's hard to say because there's a world in which you could like get grants and stuff like that, like because you're doing this like public service kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then you could put it out for free and still be like being compensated.
Right. Well,
But
so the
then,
public.
yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. I was gonna say the publishers. We were gonna do a split per sale,
Yeah,
and they were like, I think that's great. I think you should also have like a phone number that like they put out a couple more ideas.
hmm
Um, that's the answer conceits question.
hmm
They were completely with it. They were like, yeah, that would be great. Just um, I don't know though. I'm like, I don't know, man. I think from a business perspective,
Hmm.
I'm not the most uh my mind, it doesn't immediately go to the most, I guess, uh capitalistic
Hmm.
and advantageous place. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Where it's like, yo, fuck these people. Or you, if you don't want to die, you have to pay like
Hmm.
15.99
Right.
plus shipping.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
guess that's one of those things. I guess you can't. It's kind of on me just to answer, right?
Yeah. I mean, um, yeah. I don't know, man. I think you should talk to your publisher about it and see what they think is the the best way to go about it.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Like,
yeah.
sometimes I just kind of, I'm not, yeah, I kind of leave a lot of business decision stuff up to the business people.
Right,
I try to just stick to doing, doing the thing I want to make, you know, and
right,
then let someone else figure out all the distribution and the money and all that kind of stuff. That kind of
right, right. Yeah,
because
I think.
I'm not the guy. I don't know. I'm not the guy fronting the money for it. I'm not the guy like um, who's trying to run a company. You know.
Right,
So I'm just like, hey, I'll do my part. You do your part, and then
got it.
I'm not going to sweat the details too much. You know.
Right,
Um, like with Fantagraphics, they just gave me I mean, I'm not making a public service book, so it's a little different, you know.
yeah,
But um, they're just paying me like in advance, and then they'll send me royalty checks whenever they make their money back. Um, if they make their money back.
right, right.
So that's their deal. I just took their standard deal. I didn't ask for like a special deal or anything.
Yeah,
You know?
and that's for farming.
Yeah,
Okay, that's cool. Damn, you got a lot of balls in the air, man.
yeah,
I guess that's the way it has to be, though. I was wondering about
yeah.
that earlier. I was like, "Fuck, you have to have a number of things ongoing in order to like really be able to survive." I guess.
Yeah. Um, I'm just realizing now I did all that work and it still doesn't really look like there's more sidewalk. It looks the
Oh,
same.
it looks like it looks like it's just did you save two versions of this
No.
file?
Yeah. And see how far back my undo can go.
I think it's 100 steps Photoshop by default, or it
Oh,
might be
I just hit
50.
my limit. I
Oh,
wonder if I
okay.
saved. I wonder if I saved. Let's see.
If you wait, save this as two though, or something before before you.
All right.
Yeah, I came in with the wrong mindset, man. I shouldn't have said anything about that.
I think I would have to bring it back really far.
Oh, in
It
order
would have to
to
be like
give it.
matching this line, this wall coming up, with this to clear.
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's true. Yeah, you couldn't. You couldn't. But again, going back to what you had initially. I think it works, man.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's a really fast shot, so I'm not sweating it too much. It's like
Did it did
yeah,
did you save? Did you have a copy that with the original art on it?
I don't know. We'll see.
That would be
Bring
great.
it up, bro.
Well, man, thanks for the input, the feedback.
Yeah, no problem, man. Good luck. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. All right.
Is that it? Oh, perfect.
Yeah, that's my
Wait, but the how far back is the street on that one?
original. Hmm?
You did you lose any of that work that you were doing on the road?
Oh, you know what? I did, but I can copy and paste that into the from the
Oh
other
yeah,
one.
that's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. All right, cool, man. W stream. Have a great rest of your stream. I'll be watching
All
from
right,
the
man.
crowd.
Yeah, good luck.
Thank you. I
Are you
appreciate it.
going to be streaming animation stuff at all?
Of course, always,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. When are you doing that?
Um, I try to do like 8 a.m. PST. I've been trying that to see how it goes, and I
Yeah.
do maybe like 6 hours. I did 8 hours on Friday.
Shit. I
Um,
haven't really cleared. I think the most I've done is about 5.5 hours.
yeah, I that's what my peak was. I think it was like 4 or 5, and then
Yeah.
one day I did 6, and I've done that a couple of times, and then I did 8. Yo, 8 is such a drain.
Yeah.
It's like I got off and I just was like I had to take a nap and all.
Yeah. That's a lot. I mean, it's a full work day.
Yeah, yeah, true. Titus always streams so early, but when I catch them, they are very engaging. Oh, thank you, Buffano. I
Nice.
appreciate that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm the worst streamer on Twitch for
Why?
sure,
Why is
by
that? Why do
far.
you think that?
Nah, nah, cause I just cuss and ignore people.
Oh, okay.
You know what I
Hey, man.
mean? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're just sharing the process.
True,
Yeah.
true. Yeah, it for you. Does it interfere? Does it interfere or no?
It can a little bit sometimes, but I've gotten pretty used to it. For like when
Yeah,
I was first coloring this, like figuring out what the palette was gonna be,
yeah.
I was getting pretty self-conscious about the choices I was making. So after an hour and a half, I think I pieced out.
Oh, I
Because I
see,
was
I
like, I
see.
think I gotta pick these colors in private because I don't want to. I don't want people like. I don't like even me thinking that people might be judging what I'm doing, and being like,
Is
oh,
already yeah, yeah,
he's messing
yeah,
up his
yeah, yeah.
drawing or whatever. You know?
Right. I think I saw something like I think you became self-conscious um the other day when you were doing a grid where you were having like something like the head was going through a toilet or some shit.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Remember that?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you were like working through it, and then
Yeah,
you just kind of I think that day you ended without solving it on stream. I
yeah,
think, if I'm not mistaken. But also, I mean, the same goes for this rig stuff. Like
mm-hmm.
that's probably what took me 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But then it gets to a point where I'm just like, yeah, I don't want to just look like an idiot on stream. I'll just like get off and be an idiot by myself and figure it out.
Yeah,
And
because
then next time
you don't have to reason through it out loud. You can just kind of get into a flow state and just
right,
brute force figure it out over time.
right.
Yeah, so sometimes streaming can get in the way of the creative process a little bit for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there are people who they're on,
Yeah,
and they're just like head down and full steam ahead
yeah,
without, even though they're streaming, they're like, until I figure this out, I'm not paying attention to anything you guys are saying, which
yeah,
is, I guess, kind of cool if if a person is there for the process and
yeah,
not the interaction.
yeah.
Yeah.
I try to be able to do that if I need to, um, but I don't know. I think sometimes I'll bail on a stream if I'm feeling too self-conscious.
Right. Yeah, same,
Yeah.
same. It's one of those things, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I stream pretty regularly, sometimes 2 times a day.
Okay.
If you ever
I know I follow you
ever.
on Twitch. I just don't. I don't always remember to open Twitch unless I'm thinking about, oh, I'm gonna stream. You know.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's one of those things.
I'm not
Yeah, I think I'm gonna.
super like big
I think
Twitch
I'm gonna do.
watcher.
So here's the question: Are you on? You're on YouTube and Twitch today, right?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Are you on both today? Are you
Yeah.
multi-streaming?
Hmm.
What did you figure out what it was that
Yeah,
was
my cable internet company has been having weird. The dude came over and told me that they're having like some weird. They haven't solved some weird uploading connection problems or something.
okay.
And so he replaced my router, but he said and he said and he like updated my firmware or something like that, but he said there might be still problems, but that later this week they might have the whole thing solved, so hopefully I'm just crossing my fingers that it works, you
Yeah,
know?
there's a lot of people who like podcasters and streamers
Yeah.
as of late, like the last 2 weeks, who've been having like issues. A lot of people, and I
Okay.
think most of those people have Spectrum, and
Okay.
that's been like a thing.
Yeah.
So like if that is the case for you, not not to dox yourself, but like
Yeah, yeah.
a lot of people are having issues right now. Like this,
Okay.
I just was watching just watching this guy, and he was like, "Man, fingers crossed that the stream goes great." But
Yeah.
like for the last couple of ones, they've had to have like struggle sessions.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
That's
it is
definitely
one of
what
those
was
things.
that's definitely what was happening with me.
Right. Yeah, I have to. But also, when you changed your resolution, I think you went down to like it was either like 8,000 or 6,000 or something like
Yeah.
that, 3,000.
Yeah.
It did improve significantly, and I was like, damn, I need to change mine like that as
Mine's
well.
at 6,000 right now. Is it doing okay?
Yeah, it's doing great.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
YouTube gets mad at me for that. They want me to stream at like 13, like
Yes.
thousand K.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. So when I heard you say that,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, maybe YouTube is accepting of it. But I heard that YouTube, um, they'll give you the little warning sign
Yeah, I
and
got the
shit if
warning.
you.
It says this stream's current bitrate, 6,000 kilobytes or whatever, is lower than the recommended bitrate. We recommend that you use a stream bitrate of 13,500. But that seems crazy to me. Like, I don't know.
I
'Cause-
might, I might. I mean, there are ways where you can have one going out one way and one going out the other way. I
yeah.
don't know if that's
Okay.
I don't know if that's ideal, but yeah, through OBS there are ways where you can have Twitch, um, yeah, Twitch performing with a lower bit rate than YouTube.
Okay.
Um, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Uh, but yeah, YouTube they're snobs, and so be it. It's their game. We're playing it.
yeah, I am doing 60 FPS.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that
That's
bad?
that's no. I've never. I mean, that's dope.
Yeah.
I've never streamed 60. I'm 1080p 30 FPS always.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. My
I
shit
don't
is
know.
just
I
junk.
don't know if it matters. I'm not sure.
Wait, someone says James Jean.
Oh, James Jean, yeah. Jesse,
I
your
don't know
color
who that
choices
is.
remind me of James Jean's palettes.
Do you know who
Yeah, James Jean is like one of the most. He's like a
Legendary?
very famous illustrator.
Okay.
He went to SVA with some friends of mine actually.
Oh snap.
Tom Herpick of Adventure Time fame was a classmate of James Jean.
Oh shit, that's dope.
James Jean, and James Jean also is like big in the Asian art scene in LA. So there've been lots of stories over the years of James Jean. He's like he's one of these guys that actually got rich from being an illustrator, you know?
Uh, there's a guy. I don't know if he got rich, but there's a guy
Yeah.
named Skinner.
Oh yeah, Skinner. I don't think Skinner's rich,
Okay. Okay.
but I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
he
yeah.
does all right.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, he was one of the guys who made me. He saw my shit and he was like, "Dude, this is like, who do you say? Box, box, Boxy?
Oh, Ralph
Sorry.
Bakshi.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just, and of course I've always been a fan of like Mighty Mouse and
Yeah.
all the other shit,
Hmm.
but just started watching some of the films and I was just like, oh, dope, that's crazy that because it was him and the guy from what's the name of that one show that used to come on, the Workaholics,
Hmm.
the curly hair guy.
Yeah.
Uh, they were both like, oh, this is like Bakshi, and I was like, fuck,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And like that was just them giving me uh giving I don't know, it's kind of silly, you know, when you think about it, but yeah, I was just like, oh, dope, and
Yeah.
I mean,
That's cool, man.
Bakshi's he's fucking OG, dog.
I'm a big Backstreet fan.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That guy is one of those dudes. I remember him. I saw this talk where he was like, I wish I had the capabilities you guys have these days.
Yeah.
He's like, all you need is a fucking computer and a garage or a room and like maybe one or two people, or you could do it by yourself and you could do the whole shit. And I was just like, that is very true.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Yeah.
It's so true. All right, man. I'm gonna let you go and focus. Yo, what was your last question? What's your reason? And I this is one of those questions that I hate that I don't want to ask because it's gonna change everything. This is like one of those moment changing
Look at
questions.
this.
But today,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Could not complete pointalize command because there's not enough RAM.
What the fuck?
Am I just maxing my computer out right now?
Are you on a Mac Max?
I'm on a Mac Studio. No, Mac fucking how come I can't remember what kind of Mac I'm on?
I thought you were on a Max for some
Yeah, I'm a
reason.
Mac M4 Max Studio. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I have a Max and it's like, dude, it like never chugs along. It's always just killing shit. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, what? Like I look and it's like 70% still, you know, freed up CPU, GPU, whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't know. But
I wonder what's going on.
interesting.
I mean,
Yeah,
I am
it could
working
be.
on this thing is like 22,000 pixels.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Because it's a
There's
huge zoom. Actually, you know what maybe I'll do is I could maybe break it up into three separate sections. Does that make sense?
what would be the three sections though?
This section, oops, this section, and this section.
Yeah.
So I'll break it up so that there's less data, and maybe it'll let me do it.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's dope. This
That's it.
then you can get a good parallaxing effect with that too if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Not I mean, I guess you yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm sort of drawing behind, because in case I want to have that little bit of parallaxing wiggle room.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
But that's annoying. Okay, well, I'm not gonna worry about adding this like huge noise yet. I'll just hold off on that.
Wait, you're saying adding huge noise to the front?
Yeah, so what I usually do on big like flat, all this flat color texture, or
Yeah.
there's no texture, it's just flat color. So
Yeah.
usually what I do is I I'll make a duplicate copy, take out all the color, and then noise it up so it looks like TV static sort of.
Right,
And
right.
then I do that as like a soft overlay kind of thing, so it looks
Yep.
like speckled. And
Right.
but I guess that's a lot of uses up a lot of RAM to do that.
I do that with these caricature drawings I do.
Yeah,
Um just to give it like pores.
yeah.
I'll just put like but the opacity on there is like 7%,
Mm,
if that, like 6 or 5. It's
mm,
like super low.
okay.
So you barely see it, but they're yeah, I add to it a little bit. But I see I yeah, there's a like your the guy that I'm talking through, the puppet.
Mm-hmm.
I see what you like, that is what you mean, right? The how there's the speckles on the color.
That's not really. Yeah, a little bit. It's more like that one's like a fast version of. See, there's a bunch of flat color, like the tan color. It
Pink
doesn't
and
have.
yellow.
It doesn't have any. The phone has texture on it. His
Yeah,
shadow has texture on it, but that's more just like a
right.
brush.
Got
But
it.
if I had spent time on him, I would have done a layer of noise um, over all the like flat, just straight brush Photoshop, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
but anywho, I gotta piss. So,
All right, man. Great talking. Thanks again for the feedback.
all
I
right, man.
appreciate it.
All right, I'll talk to you
All
later.
right. All right, later.
Bye. All right, I gotta pee. Be right back. I don't know if you're still there, Marty, but one of my favorite one of my favorite interviews of all time is a James Jean interview for, I think it was for Juxtapose magazine. Um, and they sent him like a bunch of stock. It wasn't like a live interview, it was like an email interview where they sent him a bunch of stock questions. So they weren't reacting to his responses, they were just saying like, what kind of paints do you use, or whatever, you know. And his responses were all just, he was hiding, I forget where he was, in Thailand or something. He was hiding from his ex-wife because she was trying to take all his money. And every answer was just him being like, my ex-wife ruined my life. My life is fucked. I'm hiding in Thailand or whatever. Uh, it was I mean, it was very, seemed like he was in a really bad place, but as a reader of an interview, it was very entertaining. Yeah, he was going through it. I think he's doing alright now. But I think he made so much money. I remember hearing he lived in a glass house in Malibu on the ocean. That's a lot of money. Like, he was living in a supervillain house in Malibu. So, I've never met him, but have I? I might have met him at an art show, but not like he was there. You know what I mean? Fuck, I don't know what to do. I can't pointalize this shit. Okay, so I'm gonna have to. There's that one procrastination video on Juxtaposed Marriage, which is fire. I haven't seen that one. Alright, so let me... Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of the props. And foreground props, and we're just gonna color this stuff. And figure out... The dilemma is that my computer won't let me put down like a mass pixelated texture. I think it's too much for the memory to handle. So I'm just going to figure out lights and shadow right now, and then we'll worry about that stuff later. That's cool. My computer running out of space. It was like a RAM thing. I'll try it one more time and see what happens. Now that I'm not talking on Discord. Let me close Discord and see if that helps. I don't know why that would help. Maybe though. Let's see. Filter, pixelate, pointilize. Cannot complete the pointilize command because there's not enough RAM. Let me see if I can close any programs. This is bothering me. I've got this like new fancy computer. Close music. What else can I close? Let's try it again. Fuck. Might be able to add some more RAM sticks to help. This is more than 8K. This thing is 22,000 by 13,000. Whatever that is. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna see if this works, maybe. And I want to work on it all at the same time. Alright, fuck this shit. Delete layer. I'm just gonna go in and do my normal other things. Okay. My organizing on this was not done very well. Anyway, let's do shadow. I think. don't know. I can probably add RAM to this. I mean, I could have. There's like one better version of the Mac Studio I could have bought that was significantly more expensive, but um, close and reopen. I'm not gonna sweat it. I'll do it. I'll do it later. I'm just gonna do what I can do for now, and then worry about it later. Everything I read online was like, you don't need that much power. You know, this thing will do everything you need. I was like, okay, I believe you. And now look what, now look where I am. Now look what I've done to myself. But I'll figure it out. Do I still drink Monster? Sometimes, yeah. I've been having a Red Bull today though. Red Bull Zero. This stream's sponsored by Red Bull Zero. Tastes like metal. Tastes like fruity metal. Oh, energy drinks for making your skin bad? Energy drink sometimes give me like acid reflux. That's that's the trade-off. It's like magic. It's like you have to accept that the nothing comes free. You know, you got to pay the price. Think about this. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is the cardiac sphincter. Yeah. Alright. Try some things here. Take off the prop line. Alright. Let's see how this goes. Save my work. Maybe if I turn off. I wonder if Photoshop is efficient in the way that, like, if I turn off layers, it reduces them, the amount of RAM I'm using. he would have just laid off the Snickers, he'd still be here. It's possible. But you know what? You love those Snickers. I think if you're willing to make the trade, you know? If you're willing to make the trade, then God bless. Oops. Let's see. I'm allergic to Snickers, so that's not a thing for me. But I do have vices. But yes, the trade is a real thing. Do animals still hunt and eat other animals in Jesus too? Yes. Maybe. I know humans still eat animals in Jesus too. Just for like not to stay alive, but just for like because it tastes good. They eat out of boredom. They eat out of boredom. So let's do. Oops, let's not do that. Let's just do this. Do animals then continue living as the poop emoji? No, animals die in Jesus too. So only humans live forever. The rest of the animal kingdom goes about business as usual. Fuck. God damn it. So there could be a guy who's pissed off a crow once, and now all those descendant crows hate him. Do descendant crows hold grudges? I didn't know that. My brother was trying to make friends with a crow for a while after watching some YouTube videos on making friends with crows. Wow. I didn't even know crows lived that long. Crows seem like, I like crows. Are crows the smartest bird, or is there a smarter bird than crows? Pigeons rock. Oh, I guess crows are good at solving puzzles, right? I don't really. I know pigeons are good at what? Sending messages. I know Mike Tyson was into pigeons. I think. Opinions on hamsters? I think I had a hamster when I was really little, but I don't really remember much about it. Yeah. Pigeons don't get treated very well, I guess. That's cool. Yeah, I don't feel like really one way or another about pigeons too much, but I don't mind when they're around and you can feed them bread, I guess. I know if Sleepy Pigeon were here in the chat, they would be going off about pigeons. Sometimes I get a little freaked out by seagulls. Just because they come swooping, they swoop on you. Save. I don't know. Hamsters don't live very long, right? They die super easy. They're not very resilient. Weasels are kind of fun, but they smell kind of weird. I mean, not weasels. Ferrets. Ferrets go insane. They fucking flip out. Go crazy around your room. My friend Andy used to have a ferret, and it was just like going bananas all the time. Okay, let's see. Hamsters have a lot of self-respect. I think I can learn a lot from a hamster. I didn't know hamsters had a lot of self-respect. In what way? In what way do they have self-respect? How does their self-respect present itself? They're small and very fragile, but will stand tall to defend themselves. They're also very clean and constantly tidy their spaces. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. All right, let's see here. It's illegal to own a hamster, but you had what were the things that you had? You had tails of or something in school or something? Weasel tails or something? Leather weasel tails? If you had the choice to make Jesus 2 real and stop all human death, would you do it? And why? Huh. I would not do it. I would not do it. I think that there's something that happens after we die, and I think it's a part of the human experience to find out what that is, even if it's ends up being nothing. That's the big. It's the thing that makes us all equal, you know? can't get away from it, no matter how much you want to. And that's what makes our time on Earth precious. Oops. You want to see your dog again? It's basically how you get a big glass enclosure and replicate that environment. Unfortunately, people get small cages for them, and they can't really. But yeah, are you gonna build like a big tunnel system around your house? A hamster tunnel system? So I'm just doing a broad strokes shadow pass on everything currently. Nothing too detailed or anything like that. Oops. Just getting the volumes down so that eventually I can get rid of all the line work. So I'm gonna do a shadow pass and a highlight pass. And then hopefully I can start to make all this line work invisible again. I thought about making my house into a cat. You know, tons of platforms for my cat to climb up the walls and shit. And I have one cat tree on the door, like a hanging cat tree on the door. And I feel like any more than that, and I start to look like I'm mentally unwell, you know? It's a fine line between caring for your cat and coming across as not well. Do you have any advice on starting a comic, or do you tend to go narratives first or draw from tying random ideas? So if you're starting a comic, what I'd like to do to help me get started is I just think of my characters I want, the characters I want to use, and then I just do one page, 9 panels, a whole, that's a complete little skit. And I just do those so that I don't feel pressure to do a whole story. And then I just play around with those characters. I just keep every day coming up with new one-page ideas. And that's how I started writing comics. And after a while, after a couple months of doing that, I had, like 30 something pages done of these one-shot pages with using the same characters. And sometimes they would turn into 3-page stories or whatever, depending on like, oh, I can't finish this story in 1 page. And that, for me, was a good strategy to keep things low pressure so that I didn't feel like, oh, I'm making my great graphic novel or whatever. I was just doing these little short stories. So also that would make me feel accomplished. Be like, oh, I finished a story. It's just 1 page, but I don't know. For me, I have to give myself these little mental treats to help me continue and build up my endurance or whatever. So, and then you don't have to worry about these big plots and stories and character arcs and all that kind of stuff. You can kind of just, it makes it more low stakes and makes it more fun to create, I think. That would be my advice if I was starting comics. Hey, Ochang. Oh yeah, I was just saying like, keep the scope small so that you don't get overwhelmed by trying to do something too ambitious right out the gate. Do it consciously leave things ambiguous for audience or just naturally leave things out? I consciously try to make things ambiguous. I actually have the word ambiguity written on my wall as a reminder to myself. I think like being able to use ambiguity and also while telling a compelling story at the same time is something that's like the tension for making something that feels compelling, I think. The ambiguities. Once I start thinking of stories, I want to solve them myself and end up over explaining it. Yeah, there's a compulsion to, well, okay, so there's two problems, right? It's like you could be like you could be the people who made Lost. I forget that guy's name, where he didn't know how the story was going to end or whatever, and so they wrote themselves into a corner and couldn't figure out a good ending because they were on a time crunch. Same with Game of Thrones, I guess. You know, so you want to avoid that from happening, but you also don't want something where I don't think if all the pieces just work like a Rubik's cube and it just works and works and works, I think that makes for sometimes it takes the fun out. I think. It feels satisfying for an audience member to try to solve the puzzle. You know, if you watch a show like Severance or something, people just want to try to figure out what is going on or something. But yeah, I don't know. If you just end up writing a thing that's just answering questions all the time, then you forgot that there's a you kind of forget that there's characters and a lived in world and stuff, and you're just connecting the dots, and then I don't think that's very fun, personally. Like one of my favorite books is The Palm Wine Drinkard, and there's no it's just shit happening. It's just stuff happening, and there's no reason behind it. There's no answering why, you know. It's just this happened, then this happened, then this happened, then this happened, and it's one of my favorite books. Uh, yeah, you want to call in on the Discord? I can open up the Discord. Do 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 do. Ba ba ba. Where is it? Where's my Twitch chat channel? Suppose I have so many channels on this Discord. There it is. You could probably read The Palm Wine Drinkard in 2 days. I also read My Life in the Bush of Ghosts, which was also really good. And I read another one, something about the witch doctor or something. I can't remember. It was a long time ago.
Hello.
Hello. Hey. How's it going?
Hey, Jesse. It's going. I'm Andy.
Andy, what's up?
Not much.
There you
I'm
are.
watching the stream. Am I going to become a VTuber?
Yeah, there you are. You're official VTuber now.
Epic. Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I did a call-in show.
Yeah.
Well, I did have a question.
Yeah.
I love your perspective on life. It's been super fascinating. The forming books are so great. I'm so glad I have them physically. I'm so excited to get the third one. I actually
Nice.
waited to read the ending.
Oh, okay.
Because I just love the print so much. Like
Yeah.
I got into like a ritual of reading it in like a garden. I'm like, oh, I can't read the new stuff. I have to wait till it's printed. So
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Probably good.
I'm excited.
I hope it satisfies.
I'm sure it will. Everything, yeah. I'm a big fan. I'm a fangirl.
Nice, nice.
Basically, I'm calling in because my friend and I have been fans of yours for like over 10 years,
Okay.
and he passed away this month
Oh fuck.
suddenly,
What?
randomly. I know, right? Yeah.
Wait, this
He
was
he told me he had been hanging out in
yeah.
these streams, so I've been like hanging
Oh
out.
my god.
I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
I
man.
know. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, it's a given, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, this was a old friend of yours.
Yeah, we met in art school, and we both loved your work.
Man.
Crazy. But the last time we hung out was May 5th, and
Okay.
he came over and he showed me Jesus 2 on the Patreon.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
We had been excited about it since it was announced years ago, so that was really fun.
Yeah.
And I know he finished forming. He read it
Okay.
the webcomic. I'm
Yeah.
really glad he got to do that.
Yeah.
He's not a weirdo like me.
It was just an unexpected thing, like really super unexpected.
It was like basically like medical malpractice
Fuck.
twice.
Damn. Yeah.
He would have been fine. Yeah. Womp womp. Oh, and it's like his dad also died young,
Yeah.
right at 30, and he was about to turn 30. So it's
Okay.
like feels like a narrative. That's a shitty one.
Yeah. I remember my friend, I wasn't super close with him, but he was my like one of my best friends' roommate in when I was going to art school. This guy named Rance, and Rance lived in Brooklyn, and he was probably like 27, maybe. So this was a bit after art school, and then I remember John calling me and being like, "Hey man, did you hear Rance died?" And Rance was like very healthy, like ripped dude, you know, and he just his something happened in his brain. And he basically just like shut off, like out of nowhere. Just something happened in his brain, and he just died. Like no, there was no like it was just like a freak thing, you know. And that was
You
like,
never know when
Yeah.
you're gonna run out of hours.
yeah, you really don't know. He just like basically just his brain switched him off. It's crazy.
I mean, I guess. So that's like, I guess I wanted to ask, like, did you have any perspective on like the nature of death and accepting it? I know you mentioned briefly,
Yeah,
like you think, the, like that's it's like the equalizer, and that you wouldn't want everyone to die. I feel like the stories about people like grieving,
yeah,
being like trying to like go against the natural order, like I feel like those make a lot of sense.
yeah. I mean,
People being like, no, make Jesus too real because I need to save my loved one.
it's definitely like like I sympathize with the desire to live forever, and I think I personally haven't had too many people close to me die. I've had secondhand, people I was acquaintances with but wasn't close with die, and like my brother has had a bunch of close, his ex-girlfriend died. This guy Rob, who was his mentor, died basically. And I knew Rob, but I didn't know I wasn't close with Rob in the way my brother was, and so I haven't really experienced someone very close to me dying yet. And Jesus 2 I made Jesus 2 because I was dealing with like being so afraid of dying. Like it's something that
Wow.
it's something that haunts me. I get like really twisted up about it. And
Naturally, I feel like that's the natural response.
yeah, and I've talked to some people, they're like, I don't care. I think my brother is sort of like that too. My brother's
I think that's like a defense mechanism, and then the moment
Yeah.
you're faced with it, you freak out, like naturally.
yeah, I can't handle the idea of dying or the idea of someone close to me dying. It's definitely something I haven't even at my age, like I haven't come to grips with. And I think part of me trying, knowing like I know I'm gonna have to. Everyone has to come to grips with this at some point. It's not something you can escape, you know. So at some point, I have to be okay with watching people disappear, you know. Um,
I feel like you don't. Like
yeah,
it just happens and then you're like, "Oh no, this is an after the fact. Like now I have to deal with this."
yeah. Um,
Uh, I was thinking about I can't stop thinking like that this is like the price of life. Like
yeah,
life is such like a series of insane coincidences and there's so many beautiful experiences.
yeah.
But what's the price of that? Like is it being shackled with the reality of you and your loved ones dying and you have to like just carry that forever
Yeah, well, you don't carry it forever. You carry it until you run out of time.
until you die?
Yeah. So sometimes I think about like what happens after we die or whatever, if there's some sort of choice that's going on about what bodies we inhabit when we like incarnate again, or if that's even a real thing or whatever, you know. But I do like run these like imaginary scenarios in my head a lot, and and thinking about
Do you have a
how.
favorite?
Well, the scenario there's some really dark scenarios I run through, and then there's some more optimistic scenarios I run through.
Dark ones, I mean, I totally feel you there. Like I feel like
Yeah,
I imagine like the darkest stuff kind
yeah.
of just like compulsively as like a preparation method.
Well, sometimes it's like almost like am I going into a spiritual war after I die? Like that's a one scenario I run, you know, and am I going to am I going to have to battle the archons on the way to on my way to ascending to like heaven or something? Uh, and is the tunnel of light actually a psyop to get me to incarnate back on Earth, where like continue to like the cycle of suffering or whatever,
I'd be so upset if I got isekai.
yeah, so the archons can like vampirically feed off my energy. Uh, that's one scenario.
I feel like because we don't know what life is in consciousness, it's so difficult to imagine like the lack of it because we can't even get that far. Like we don't even know
I
what
can't
alive.
imagine at least some sort of collective consciousness not existing. It's very hard for
That's
me.
awesome.
It's very hard for me to accept ultimate nullifying reality of that we're here by accident. All that kind of shit to me um, fucking stupid. I'm gonna be nice and not say
Hell yeah.
say something worse than that. But
No,
I
I've been desperately trying to like seek out thought processes that aren't that because I'm like
mhm,
just wondering like, well, is it like before? And I've had friends be like, there's no such thing as nothing. Like it's physically impossible,
yeah. Even the concept of nothing is
which
something.
I love.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I'm like, talk me out of it.
Yeah.
Talk me out of the void.
Nothing. There is
Because I'm
no.
like, I
Nothing
think the
is a
void.
concept. Yeah. Nothing is just a concept. And maybe I mean, if you can imagine, is it like Rule 34 or whatever? If you can imagine it, it's real kind of thing. I don't know. You know. Is that what it is? Rule 34?
That's funny. Yes. No. You can beat Rule 34, by the
Oh yeah.
way.
Uh,
No, no, wait. No, the rule is eventually it will be done, so it still counts.
yeah.
No, that
But
that is
I was having a long talk with my friend who doesn't. I mean, as far as like on the opposite on the other end of the thing, besides the death thing, but on the creation side, I really do. I like. I mean, we don't know. Like we just don't know. But
well,
my heart tells me that it feels highly irrational to me to believe that that we popped into existence for without a motivating force for no reason, and that
I can see where you're coming from.
and that there's no examples that I can think of in the whole entire universe that aren't like some things' existence isn't motivated. Except you want to take it all the way back to whatever the beginning, and then that had no motivation behind it. Seems crazy to me. That's crazy. That's like the equivalent to being a like fundamentalist Christian, you know, or whatever, like juggling snakes or whatever. To me, that's as like just as crazy, and in some ways, I'm more into the idea of juggling snakes than I am into atheism, you know. So that's sort of like, you know, but I don't know what it manifests as. I just think that there was some sort of motivating.
Yeah.
I think there has to have been
I think
some
it
sort
makes
of
a lot of
motivating
sense
force.
because, yeah, no, because there's so many impossible coincidences layered on top of each other, like onioned a million times.
Yeah.
The idea that there isn't, like, the reason is just because, you know, whatever. It's just because.
That
reason.
that is like just like plain like someone like using atheism as a way to like hide to band-aid their trauma or whatever. It's like a trauma response to their childhood or something. Like, it's the only way I can sort of like I don't understand what's going on there.
That's awesome.
But yeah, but as far as like what happens and what did happen or what, you know, I don't know. But it seems to me like if we're an extension of the universe expanding or whatever it's doing and creating itself and observing itself, then you would think of like the universe and us. We're not like different, you know. We've like theoretically differentiated ourselves from the universe, but we are the universe. We are like an aspect of creation of the universe. We're not like these separate entities just being like, oh, now we're humans. We're different than space, you know, or whatever. So
I definitely have had that thought, but lately it's been shoved to the front of
Yeah.
my mind.
So there has to be some like, to me, there has to be some sort of super consciousness, you know, that we're like in the stream of, and whatever that is.
I figured
then if we die,
based on your work.
yeah, if we die, then hopefully there's like some continuing stream of like connection between all living and dead beings.
Is that what you would want? To just like,
I would hope so.
Go on, do
that
it.
seems like
Yeah.
that would be the ideal scenario. Is that like, you know, whatever, we die and then we like remember you know, we become part of the Akashic record or whatever. We like remember everything and experience sort of like the super consciousness of the universe or whatever. And then whatever that is, I don't know. I don't think we can conceive of it because we're like these limited
no,
biological
it's not for us to know.
meat, you know, whatever casings.
I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad to just hear you say that. I kind of knew you'd say that because of your work. That's like why I love your work, or part of it. But like,
Thanks, man.
I'm definitely what you were describing. Like, I definitely am like, oh yeah, it's just nothing. And I'm like, no, that can't be true. Like, I've been desperate to find like any idea, like any school of thought that is not that. I'm like, I don't know why I think that, because of like just a lack of evidence, like in a very boring way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a
Maybe
way.
it's
There's a
probably
way
some
to make
trauma
that.
response.
Yeah, there's a way to make that argument for sure. I mean, I remember when I first moved to LA. I lived with these two girls off of Craigslist or whatever. You know, that I was like, I don't know where to live, so I just answered a
Epic.
Craigslist ad, and they had one of the girls had a copy of Richard Dawkins' The God Delusion, you know, that book, and so I read.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's like a Reddit atheist book,
Yeah.
basically.
Yes, I knew it was that.
Yeah. And so I read that book on the toilet, like over the course of a couple months or whatever. And I just remember being like, "Fuck this fucking shit." I don't know, you know.
Nice.
So I feel like
Sounds like a
I've
good
heard
time.
I've heard the argument, and I have friends who are atheists and totally just like think this is it or whatever. And to me, I don't know. I don't understand the motivation to think that way. It must be some sort of self-protecting thing, but I don't relate to it.
It doesn't protect. As someone that
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I just more was like thinking like, we don't know. So, what could it be? But you
Yeah.
mentioned two Craigslist roommates.
Yeah.
Um, I once signed up for like two Facebook roommates
Hmm.
when I was in the middle of school. And then I got there and I was like, all right, I'll live with you. And then I called my friend who happened to pass and I was like, hey, didn't you mention like, moving to this area?
Hmm.
And he's like, yeah, yeah. And I'm like, I think I'm in that building. He's like, is it this building? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh yeah, I just moved in today.
Yeah.
And I like walked downstairs and he was like a couple floors directly under my room. And he's like, oh, what's up? Like, like a series of random coincidences have like continued on like that. My life has so many like lucky, like random stuff like that I feel like it's ridiculous to think
I think, yeah, that's what you
that
made
it's
me
all
think
like
of.
nothing random.
Yeah, I think if you operate in this life in good faith to any degree, you will notice shit that is going that synchronicities, like signs of something else going on beyond the curtain or whatever. Like if you pay attention at all, I feel like so often people have like magical or like sort of like beyond normal experiences, like elevated experiences in life. Everyone has them to some degree, and then they either choose to block them out and not acknowledge that happened. They put it on the shelf in the back of their mind as like some weird thing that they don't want to even contend with. I can think
The
of.
way I saw it was that life is random and it
Mhm.
throws itself at the wall and it sticks like
Yeah,
spaghetti. And so therefore, why wouldn't life be so random that crazy coincidences like in my favor
yeah.
would happen? Just like, I don't know, what would stick?
Well, I'll think of it. I can think of an example. My my ex girlfriend Sarah, her dad, um, Mike, was he's just like this proper British guy, and he would always be like, "Oh, I don't believe in when we die, whatever. I don't believe in a god. I don't believe in ghosts or whatever, you know." And then, but Sarah and her sister and the mother all had this story of when they lived in a haunted. The back house at their old house was like had poltergeist. It was like haunted as fuck. And and so I would talk to Mike sometimes about this stuff, and and Mike would be like, "Yeah, no, ghosts aren't real. That's just a bunch of bullshit." I was like, Wasn't there a poltergeist in that house that you used to live in when your daughters were kids?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, there was a ghost there."
Uh,
you know,
that
like
does speak to what you're saying.
it's
Just
like he just
put it on the shelf.
he put it on the shelf in the back of his mind and just being like, that's some weird shit that happened that I'm not going to try to rationalize or explain or make it a part of my like paradigm, a part of my like reality. Um,
I feel like that's a very standard
people
human reaction.
compartmentalize these experiences so much, and I think if you're willing to say, oh, this thing, like one time, for example, when I was 21, I was climbing the underside of a bridge, like the I beams under this bridge, and my friends were watching from one side. I was like trying to climb from one side to the other, and I fell. I slipped and I fell off the bridge,
Oh,
and I fell on my head onto a boulder, you know, and and my brother and my friend Sharif, like at the time, described it as a fountain. They said the fountain of blood just like
oh,
shot out of my head, and and then I flipped. I bounced off my head and I flipped because I felt that with gravity, the way gravity, like me slipping was, I fell head first, like backwards, and I fell on my head, explosion of blood, and I just flipped into the water, and I was just like laying in the water face first, or whatever. and they thought I was dead, you know. And I remember
Yeah.
falling off the bridge. I remember slipping and falling, and in that moment when I was falling, I was like, I'm dead. I'm like, this is it. This is how I go, you know. And I had enough time to think that, and then could remember my friends like yelling at me saying, "Hey, are you okay?" You know, and then I was like, "Yeah, I'm okay." and I was actually wearing a white dress shirt, so my dress shirt was like red, like fucking soaked
Oh,
red. And
how are you okay?
I don't know. So
Oh,
like, you know, people die fucking falling off. Like when someone pulls a chair, you know, there's stories of being in school.
yeah.
Kids pull out the chair from under them, they fall on their head and fucking die. And
Not you.
yeah, so the way I sort of interpreted that moment, like I got like 3 stitches. It was fucking nothing.
Yeah.
The way I interpreted that, and this is like very like woo whatever, you know, but I interpreted it as like I had a guardian angel that caught me and like kept me from dying, basically. That's the way I decided to interpret it, because I had all these thoughts about guardian angels at the time, and I don't know if that's true, but like that's a thing, that's a memory of that came to me just now, thinking of things, the ways you can see experiences, you know, and I've always, ever since then, I've always checked in. I've never spoken directly to my guardian angel. It's never ripped through my ceiling and fucking revealed itself to me or whatever, you know, and pointed a flaming sword at me or whatever. But I talk to my guardian angel like every once in a while, 'cause, you know, just to check in.
That's beautiful.
And
Well, you
but
had
I
a
don't
story
know.
to tell.
Yeah, but to me, that's like my good faith way in interpreting a possible death experience, like an experience where I could have died, and then that's just like a vivid memory for me of like the time where I probably should have died there. Um,
I've had a much
yeah,
less interesting near-death experience on the bridge. Really,
yeah,
just my friend was holding onto my legs and pulled me up. But a similar thought crossed my mind. I probably, that
yeah,
that was too close. That was way too close.
yeah. Where you slipped off a bridge and someone caught you?
No,
Oh,
I I leaned over a bridge
yeah,
and my friend grabbed my leg, and it was just too risky. Like I
yeah.
was just engaging in a lot of risky behavior.
Yeah, I mean, back then in my
But
early 20s, I did all sorts of crazy shit. The reason why I was climbing on the bridge was because we were super into doing like stunts and stuff, you know?
yeah,
So, yeah, we were doing all sorts of like, exploring abandoned buildings and all that kind of stuff. We were just into climbing
good
and
stuff.
doing stunts back then. So,
I don't know. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but this was fantastic. I'm glad to hear your perspective. It was kind of exactly what I was seeking.
okay,
So
cool,
thank you.
man. Like, I don't know. Obviously, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. I think about this a lot, like the meaning of life and all that kind of stuff. Like, what are we doing here? What's the, you know? But I do
No one
think,
can know for sure, yeah, but to think about it a lot is
yeah,
a lot better than putting it on the shelf.
yeah, and saying it's this way, can't be this way. If there was a God, why do kids die early, like of cancer? Why do children's schools get bombed? You know, all this kind of stuff, right? And and then a lot of times the church people's like answers are like not satisfying. They're just like, oh, God has a plan, all that kind of stuff, and I'm just like, that's not it. That's not the answer. You know, the God has a plan
I feel
shit.
like I feel
Uh,
like you do have to figure it out for yourself because there is no confirmation, and that's
yeah,
kind of just the problem. That's kind of the hard problem of accepting
yeah.
what's next.
There is something going on, and that's all I feel certain, like mostly certain, like I don't know, 85% certain of, I guess, you know. 15% of me
I like that.
is like I maybe not, maybe there is nothing going on, but uh
I feel like I'm pretty 50-50, which is a struggle. Like I'd say like my
yeah,
one of my parents is like very logical and the other is very much like a hippie. So like go to the beach and like every day and I'll
yeah,
look at the waves and I'll read the waves and the weather and I'll like a tarot, like
yeah,
this is what this means and this day will be me, because of this, like it'll be a difficult day but it'll be,
yeah,
like a new beautiful experience. But then I walk away and I'm like, I don't believe that at all,
yeah,
which is a ridiculous ritual to do every day.
yeah.
So I'm just kind of
Well,
like, I guess, picking a
I feel
side.
like the atheists are arguing they're like arguing. It's almost like a straw man. They're arguing with the wrong people, and like
I'm arguing with myself.
they're arguing with people who basically interpret the Bible like in a sort of like regimented, fundamental, like literal way, or whatever, and they're arguing with religion basically, you know, and I don't think that's I feel like it's a waste of time. It's like it's someone just like talking to a wall or something. Like that's not even. I'm not even making that argument, and your argument, you're not, because you're arguing with religion. That makes you an illogical person to me. You know, yeah, or it makes you an
I know what you
irrational
mean.
person to me. You're having a madman's. You're like two insane people arguing with each other.
It's too fundamental a difference to
Yeah,
actually
it's not
be a
actually.
conversation.
I remember also like someone coming. I forget, because I have a lot of like occult books in my house, you know, and I remember someone coming. Not to bring up my ex girl. I always bring up my ex girlfriend. She had a friend. She had a friend, Lisa, and I think Sarah used to describe me to Lisa as being a logical person, very like logical person, and I think she described me that way because I like systems. You know, I'm into like systems in the way I work and all this kind of stuff. And so Lisa came over one time and she saw all my books on magic and spiritual topics and stuff like that. And she was like, I thought you said Jesse was a logical person, you know? And to me, that's like a very binary way of like bad faith way of seeing belief.
Logic.
Yeah, if you have belief, that means you're an irrational person. Or if you have faith, that
Uh,
means you're an irrational person. And that to me,
I know what you mean.
that's not actually. If you're like anti-faith, if you're being life, that to me, that's you're fucking irrational. That's insane. That's fucking crazy. I'm not saying you can't believe that, but just admit that that's irrational, you know, and that's also
It is.
like a faith. It's like totally fucking crazy to me.
I feel like
Uh,
I feel like shit, it's never certain. It's always an uncertainty.
Yeah,
Like I
I
don't
just
know
don't
what's
think
going
anyone
on.
should
Maybe
be.
it's that. That's like
No one
maybe that's
should be
just too
certain.
much
No
in the
one.
zeitgeist.
Yeah, no one. If you're certain about something, you're in a cult, in my opinion.
I don't know.
Like,
Oh no, definitely.
like that's a cult.
I mean,
If
certainty
you're-
is very much like
Yeah.
a survival technique of
Yeah.
people. Like you can't really deal with humans without like a fake amount of certainty.
Yeah, so all these things, like I don't like gurus. I don't like pundits. You know, I don't trust anybody. I don't know. So that's where I'm at about that.
Hell yeah.
Um,
Well, again, thank you very much.
yeah.
I love all your art. I
Yeah,
can't wait
sorry to
see
hear
more.
about your friend, man. That
thanks.
really actually almost makes me cry, man. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry about that.
Yeah, I was glad to show him your work and that he really took to it. He loved it. He's in the streams,
Yeah.
in the Patreon. It's crazy. That's just life. You never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. That's the deal.
Oh, did the stream die?
Say again.
Hold on one second.
No, stream's still cooking.
So stream's so good.
For our conversation.
Oh, I think YouTube died.
Are we out of RAM?
Let me see. Hold on 1 second. Maybe. Let me check.
It's a sign.
Okay, Twitch is still going, but
The dang internet.
I
Dude,
think.
networking is magic.
Let me check my internet speed.
I'll let you check your internet. Thank you, Jesse. It was
All right,
a
man.
pleasure to meet you.
Take it easy.
Bye bye.
Bye. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, my upload speed is crapping out. Yeah, sorry guys. Looks like my inconsistent internet speed has not been solved yet, so my YouTube died. My Twitch is hanging in there, but I guess YouTube just kicked the bucket. Let me see. Okay, we're back.